Hello everyone, this is Bill Griffin. Welcome to Different Take Podcast. If you like this content, please subscribe, like, share, comment. Really appreciate you watching. Today I want to talk about the recent prisoner swap the Biden administration did with Russia involving the so-called merchant of death arms dealer Viktor Bout that was traded for women's basketball player Brittany Griner, who's being held for possession of marijuana. And according to Russian television, they criticized her because she couldn't wait 10 hours. She brought the marijuana onto the plane with her, and she couldn't wait 10 hours to buy marijuana on the black market. So that's what is happening on Russian television. So this is a report from Channel 5, San Antonio, KENS, where they talk about this prisoner swap.
We've been looking at news reports and on social media, and everybody's not happy about this. So her release is now raising concerns about the notorious Russian arms dealer who was a part of this prisoner swap.
And we are learning a lot more about him this morning. So Jeff Begays continues our team coverage right now. He speaks to one member of the DEA team that tracked Viktor Bout.
For any White House, prisoner swaps can be complex diplomatic maneuvers, and this swap for Griner is no different. Primarily because of Viktor Bout, the so-called merchant of death, whose exploits packed the plot of a Hollywood movie.
Free sample. Help yourself, okay?
And whose capture was widely celebrated by U.S. law enforcement. Why was it a bad deal for the U.S., in your opinion?
I think that we just encouraged false detentions and hostage taking all over the world. I think we just sent the message out that it is good business to have an American citizen in your back pocket for that day you need a bargaining chip.
According to a new report, the number of U.S. nationals wrongly detained has increased dramatically. In the last decade, the number has spiked 175%. The detention of Americans like Trevor Reed, released in a prisoner swap earlier this year, and Griner offers the Kremlin leverage, which many anticipate Vladimir Putin will use as the Biden administration attempts to secure the release of Paul Whelan.
Then on the opposite side, this is from MSNBC. This is the former ambassador to Russia, Michael McFaul, MCFAUL, who thinks this was a good deal.
I support the deal. I think it's fantastic that Brittany Griner's coming home. These are hard calls. I was in the government. I was at the White House when he was convicted, Viktor Bout. You asked about the Obama administration officials. I'm one of them. This guy's a really, really bad guy. As you rightly hinted at, probably connected to intelligence services. And they've been trying to get him out ever since I was at the White House. And when I was the U.S. ambassador to Russia, Putin has wanted him out for a long, long time. The Biden team and ultimately the president had to make that really hard choice that you two were just discussing. They got to the point in the negotiations where it was either one for one or nobody, and the president and his team, but the president ultimately had to make this decision.
So this is the thing that's amazing to me, that the same people that are perfectly fine with trading an arms dealer to Russia, who we are in a proxy war with Ukraine, and we're sending Ukraine weapons to fight Russia, and we've been sending weapons all over the world. These same people that are fine with them, all of that, are huge gun control advocates. And they use emotion to try to make their point that the U.S. should do, that on the federal level, should do a lot more to control people buying guns. So they use emotion to do this. And for example, my Congressman, Lucy McBath, this is a Facebook post, says, I came to Congress as a mom on a mission so that more mothers and fathers across America don't have to live through the pain of losing a child to gun violence. Thanks to the courage of my colleagues, we have passed bipartisan gun legislation for the first time in decades, and so forth and so on. So the folks on the left that are perfectly fine with trading an arms dealer, perfectly fine with funding the Ukrainian war or the Russia war with Ukraine, however you want to put it, perfectly fine with that. They're perfectly fine with sending weapons all over the world. they don't express, I mean, they're on board with it. They encourage it. They vote for it. They don't use the same thought process. The contradiction that I think it's amazing, the contradiction that you could hold in your head. You're perfectly fine with expressing loss of life in the United States, but when it comes to the rest of the world and the wars that we've been involved in, not so much. So that's the thing I wanted to point out very quickly, a short episode today. If you like this content, please subscribe, like, share, comment. We really appreciate you watching.